trade like we want, but when we look in the stop and limit box, we'll see two sets of stops and limits. So here's our stop for each 50K at the same price, and here is a limit at 140.08. Here's 141.08, and each of them are for the 50K portion designated to it. So if you want multiple stops and